You say your name means Mncedisi. Well, for us Ngoni people, Thuso.
Yebo.
Thuso, it's an honor to meet you officially and to invite you onto my platform. The work that you're doing is so close to my heart. I don't know if you know, and I don't know how close to your heart it is, or if it's just a business venture. I also want to thank you for teaching me something I didn't know. Your surname Majaha, which I would not assume is of Nguni origin. Depending on who you ask, is of Nguni origin, meaning gentlemen, or men, or strong men, or strong warriors. Thuso Majaha, Umncedisi, that's a gentleman, oh Mnumzane. Thank you so much for coming through. You're here to speak to me specifically and to the audience about LORE Kid Entrepreneurship. Just in summary, what's LORE Kid Entrepreneurship?
Okay. Thank you so much. I must say I appreciate the platform. You've been doing exactly what I'm trying to do. In fact, I would say what I'm doing is inspired by what you've been doing.
Thank you.
Which is really trying to educate our people, the African people, trying to come up with those solutions that will take the African people from where they are now to some better place,
Sure.
which I believe it can be done. LORE Kid Entrepreneurship, the word LORE, pronounced LORE, it's a Setswana word, meaning branch. I'll say in the olden days, there used to be those structures, the huts that our people used to make. They will form a door frame by just bending a branch into an arc. But when you bend that branch when it's dry, it just snaps. You have to bend it when it's still
it's still soft.
Yeah, that's how you shape the trees. Anyway, LORE comes from a Setswana proverb that says, "Lore lo jalo sale metsi." You have to bend it you have to shape the tree when it's still young.
Yes.
That is where we borrow out the wisdom from, to say, let us go and help our African people, but try to do that when they are still young, when their minds still can be shaped like Lore lo jalo sale metsi means.
Usalimetsi is lise manzi.
Yeah.
But I think Zulu ligotshwa lise manzi.
Lise manzi, yeah.
You bend it while it's still wet, while it's still fluid.
Yeah.
I think would be a nice way to put it. And this is what you're trying to do. You're trying to bend young minds before they become brittle later on in life.
Yes, that's exactly what you're trying to do.
What's the vision?
The vision is to come up with, in fact, to develop a generation that will have a different mindset from what we were.
Sure.
Is to just make sure that when these kids go through our program, tomorrow they are a different breed from what we were. Different in the sense that their mindset, because entrepreneurship is just about to shape the mindset of the kids. I believe that when we do this to as many kids as possible, these kids are going to grow up and be our age at some point. And if we do that in a manner that they understand what this whole thing is about, they are going to do the same thing with their younger brothers and younger sisters. And the younger sisters will do the same. And ultimately, we'll have a society that has quite a different mindset than we had. Yeah.
Your background, because people are going to hear you speak about entrepreneurship, but they'll probably want to know, number one, where are you from? And number two, have you got any education, formal education? And have you worked, or are you an entrepreneur yourself?
Thank you for that. I think it's very important to give a little bit of my background. I'm an trained accountant. I finished over 10 years ago my tertiary education. Then immediately after my tertiary education, I went into work. But I didn't go into formal employment like many of us do. I was in a club, I would say a club, but it wasn't a club. It was more like a department in the business faculty called the business clinic.
Okay.
Students will just join in, and then accounting students, marketing, management, and then we'll assist the small entrepreneurs outside. That was done as a way of giving back by the university, and those people did not pay for those services.
Yeah.
The university will foot the bill.
Okay.
We'll go around the country doing that. And I think that experience put me at a position where even the clients at the time, even though they didn't pay, they got attached to what we were assisting them with, such that even when we graduated, they called us in now to perform the same service, now getting paid.
Sure.
Yeah. So when I graduated, I moved straight into that. Started doing that for quite some time. And then, because in my country, I'm from Botswana.
Hey.
I didn't mention that I'm from Botswana. In my country, in fact, there was a lot of financial assistance that the government will give to entrepreneurs out there. Right from 5,000 pula to over 30 million above, 100 millions. But there'll be different institutions doing that.
Sure. You're Botswana yourself?
Yeah, I'm a Botswana.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I'm a Botswana. I come from the northern part of Botswana. Umkalanga.
Hey, siyabonga kwaLanga.
Nango. So that's when I was just saying, when I finished, I moved into the business, but it was coming from like I was saying, the background. The fact that I had done this with my business clinic, period, I could move into business easily and not go into formal employment like many of our peers would do.
Sure.
After a while, I discovered that, okay, like I was saying, the financial assistance that is given to the people out there, it made us to be very important to small, medium enterprises. As in, like, part of the requirements for you to get the money was you had to put your things together and projections, the financials, and that can only be gotten from accountants. So that made me work with so many businesses. In the beginning, it was really good, Rosie. We did, we got loans, 10 million there, a million over there,
Sure.
A lot. After 3 years, going into the 5th year.
So when you say we, you mean the businesses you are working with, not your business specifically?
Not my business. My business never gotten a loan.
Oh, you are helping those businesses get their financials together so that they can fund from government. Okay.
Get the funding.
So I'm like, hey, we're getting 10 million, 1 million.
Yeah, and
You mean your clients?
my clients.
Sure.
And the business will be good. When your clients are doing good, you do good.
Of course.
Yeah, we're always happy. Whenever you get a call, you know that it's a good call. Nobody's complaining, nobody's crying.
Yeah.
3rd year, going on to the 5th, things started changing. I would try to advise here and there, try to, where we restructure things, but then I got to realize that a lot of times it wasn't just that people didn't understand what to do. People would know because you discuss, tell people, but then mindset was such that even if you know, you don't do.
Yeah.
Sometimes even you do stuff to seem like it's going well, but then the client doesn't have the mindset to say, okay, this is what I need to do going forward, because I know what happened before. We had made money and then we went down, so now the money is coming. It's not going to come every day. We need to be vigilant and careful how we spend it going forward. But even though they know that, they sometimes do the opposite. Sometimes it's not like wastage, but it's misappropriation, where somebody will be in tracking business and then they take the tracking proceeds, they go and invest in agriculture. Investment in agriculture is just 10% of what is needed, but it's taken the entire cash flow this side.
Sure.
At the end of the day, everything collapses. Then I realized that we need to come up with a solution to this. Started writing, just saying, let me write about this topic, give this to my clients, have them study, because I was trying to find a solution.
Yeah.
After writing, I realized it wasn't really working. And then I thought about, how about if I go to those ones that are just about to graduate, those that are trying to go into business,
Sure.
and try to show them that, okay, before you go into business, you must understand this and that and that.
We're going through the stages of LORE here,
Yeah.
where you've got business people who are hard, they can't bend. You're trying to go to some of the softer branches. So about to graduate, still hard.
Yeah, I have that. And then I went on, did some seminars. Sometimes I've been called by the government to do training here and there.
Were they paying you?
The government, yeah.
Yes. Okay. That's good.
Yeah. Here and there. But I didn't see the results.
Yeah.
The impact.
Yeah.
I got worried. I realized that I needed to change this because I won't be feeling good when I make money and whoever that I'm assisting, they just get excited that few minutes and then a couple of months later they are back where they were.
Yeah.
And I realized that no, these people, they need mindset change as well. They really have a wrong mindset at the point. I need to go further down.
Yeah.
Then that's when I changed not really changed, but try to make it more understandable to the young ones.
Yeah.
Break it down, such that whatever that was meant for graduates, university graduates, can now be consumed by primary school students. Did that, put that into a book, published the book.
Brilliant. This is in Bots.
Yeah.
The book is available in South Africa?
Not in bookstores, but in Botswana, it's in bookstores. In South Africa, it's with a few people, my agents.
Okay. These are books that people can access.
Yeah.
There's a link, there's a website they can go to.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll drop that in the description and comments.
Yeah. Did that and then self-published, put it out there.
Congrats.
Put it out there.
Yeah.
Started, getting sales. And then also I realized that the impact is not going to be what I want. These guys are going to get this book, get excited, put them on the shelves. Yeah. At some point you find that everybody has a book, but they don't know what's in the book.
Sure.
They don't actually understand entrepreneurship the way I wanted them to understand.
And they're not implementing the lessons.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then I realized, no, I need to go back to them and get them to read. And, we started off seminars, saying, okay, guys, let's have reading sessions. Then I realized, no, I must do even more. I went on to develop a curriculum. Everything, teaching manuals, everything. Had my teachers trained how I want that to be delivered.
Yeah.
Because I realized that we have to do this in a different approach. We went to school. Everyone that went to school can tell you that we learned, but I passed, but I don't know where to start.
Yeah.
I don't know where to start. I might know this. I have a skill, but I don't know how to start. If you say I can do something on my own, not go and find employment, I understand, but how?
Yes.
That's where I realized that, okay, let's do this way. We are going to teach theory 30% of the time. And then we get these kids to apply what we taught them. Just our strategy is such that when they start, after learning, all those, how it is like when you finish school, what entrepreneurship is all about, idea generation, all those things. After learning that, they have to develop those ideas.
Yeah.
And then everything that you learn into theory, you apply. when you come up with an idea, we register that business. And then everything that we teach in the theory class, you apply it in your business. Apply it up to a point where now we take it to the market placement. Everything that is in theory has to be done on practice. In fact, the reason why we have theory being 30% is that we believe some of them can learn from the practical side of things without even having seen the theory, and then go to check out the theory just to confirm, okay, this is what I know, this is what the book says, we are good. See, then when we implement the whole thing up to graduation, there's a lot of business exposures that we do. Because after they do what with their hands, we take them to established businesses. They get taught the whole process of how that business runs. So at the end of the day, when we say LORE Kid Entrepreneurship will train the kids to do entrepreneurship, we mean by the time they graduate with a small business.
Yes. That's already generating income, knows how to operate, etc.
Yes, that's how the graduation is like. And then when they graduate from that level, they graduate into the mentorship program. The mentorship program is to create that community where LORE alumni will know that for as long as there is a LORE guy somewhere, I must be able to contact them and say, look, this is what I do. I need you to do this. And I know they will understand what I mean because we are all of the same mind. And I know what they went through. Kind of like when a soldier meets another soldier, they already know what the soldier knows and they're already buddies.
In your background, do you have a background of, never mind you starting your own business in terms of accounting and other services, do you have a background growing up as a young boy of entrepreneurship or being exposed to a parent that was a business person? And on top of that, do you have a background of education in the form of, were your parents, any other relatives in teaching? Because it seems you're passionate about business and also passionate about education. Is that stuff that comes from the family somewhere or friends somewhere, or is it stuff that came later?
I think, yes. As Africans, we come from big families, like extended families.
Yes.
My father or my mother doesn't have to be a teacher for me to have passion in teaching. My auntie could be a teacher because we stay in that big family, and when she does what she does, she guides me, and I feel like I resonate with that. And part of it, I would say, ever since my childhood, I've been a helper. And sometimes people will joke saying it comes from my name.
Yes, Thuso.
Because, the fact that my first name is Thuso, middle name Mbatsi, which is Mwedisi, and helper in English. So everything that I've done, or most of the time when I'm with people, I'm the helper in the group. See, at school, I had many friends that really liked me because they knew whatever you want, this guy will help you with. I didn't study a lot at school, and a lot of times people will say, how do you pass? I never see you reading. You never study. Study time, you are busy with other things. But I had a trick. I would not study self, but I knew that if somebody wanted assistance, they'll come to me. I will do my best. And then when it comes to a point where I don't understand really, I'll just say, okay, you know what? Let's take a break. Just go and digest what I do. That's where I go to check that particular topic or that subject where I really need to understand and go back to that person and help them.
You learned through teaching other people, is what you're saying.
That's
That's
how I
a
learned.
fascinating concept that I don't think many people have thought of, and I don't think I've also wrapped my head around that much. If you want to understand a concept, because we say now, if you want to understand a concept, go read up on it. Some people say if you want to understand a concept, read up on it, write down cards, recite it back to yourself. Some will tell you record it, record what you're reading, and then listen to it again. Some will say if you want to learn audio visual, so maybe watch someone teaching you. The idea of saying if you want to learn something, go teach someone else. Because if you can't teach them, it means you don't understand it. Or if you can't teach them and you can't get them to understand, you haven't figured out how to actually define this thing to someone else.
Definitely.
That's brilliant.
Yeah. That's how I used to do it.
You sent me a brief on LORE. I want to go through it step by step, this brief that you sent me, and I want you to stop me or to explain certain things, if you don't mind.
Mhm.
But before I read this, 2 problems for me. Number 1, money. Because parents are going to say, this sounds really great. How much does it cost? Not just money, but time as well. You know, is it going to be over the weekends, after school, etc.? The second big pain, you come from what these white people gave us called a border. You come from across the border in Botswana, even though you're one of our people. It's Southern Africa, but Botswana is one thing with us.
Yeah.
You say you have agents in South Africa for the book. I'm going to try and make sure that we push the book here. But then people are going to say, we also want the classes. We want our children to start learning how to become entrepreneurs. Are you looking to expand into South Africa? Do you currently only operate in Bots?
Yeah. I would say
Even in Bots, are you operating in the whole of Bots or specifically maybe in Gaborone?
thank you. That's a very good one. I think there were 2 of them.
Sure.
Yeah.
The first one is money, time, the cost, basically.
Yeah.
Then the second one being for people in South Africa.
Yeah. Let me start with the money, time, which is a very, we went through a challenge.
Yeah.
I would say even when I started business, I went through those challenges. I was an A student when I was, my mom would be there talking to people. My son is going to be a doctor.
Sure.
My son just got straight A's. My son got this. But then when I finished, when she was expecting for me to go on, I went the other way. And then I remember there was a time when she received a letter. I don't know. I just applied to the diamond company in Botswana. That's the biggest employer. And then they responded and they sent the letter to her. She received the letter. She told me, these guys, they called you. She was so happy. She told everybody in the village. I had other plans.
What was the name of the village you come from?
Mulambakwena. It's in the northeast. Mulambakwena.
Mulambakwena.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the northeastern part of the country. She'll be there very happy. But I was stressed for a while because I knew I was going against her wishes, and she dreamt that her entire life.
Yes.
But I knew I couldn't go and be a doctor.
You had another calling.
Yeah. And, at that time, I knew that many members of the family are not going to accept this.
Sure.
And I remember there was a time when my cousin, because, like I was saying, we are big extended family.
In one area.
Yeah. They receive mail from SARS equivalent, which is BRS tax.
Sure, the tax revenue collector.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a tax clearance. It's nothing. And then his mother calls him up, sits him down. I saw something from BRS. What are you guys doing? No, we are trying to do business. You know what? I don't want my house to be taken. If you guys are going to do these things, I don't want anything to do with this.
Yeah.
Because the next thing, my house will be taken.
Sadly.
Those are some of the things that I would say there are challenges that we face.
Yeah.
Even when I started LORE, some parents will be like, if you guys are going to teach our kids money at this age, don't you think they're going to start stealing and doing sorts of things and like money and not focus on... We had to break things down for them.
Yeah.
And like I'm saying, mindset is another thing. It's a mountain task. You have to make them see exactly what you mean when you say, when a child understands that the money that is at home has been made this and that way, they know that everything that we do must have value. If it doesn't have value, it takes away from what my mom or my dad brought.
100%.
As it is, I'm not bringing anything.
Yes.
The least I could do is to save costs.
Yes.
You see? So if we explain to them that it doesn't matter whether we teach them or not, if they are going to go into bad things, they will. But at least now we want to teach them and then show them that whatever that they have learned now can only be destroyed by them going into these bad, habits.
Sure.
Yeah. And the money part, I would say, I decided to come up with something that will be much more inclusive. To be honest, the course, entrepreneurship course, is the most affordable thing ever. We've done it deliberately. Sometimes I'll have people asking, but how are you making money?
Yes.
I needed to cover everyone, but those that afford, they pay, because there will be different packages. But the standard package that everyone can afford will have the entire training in it, and
Sure.
and then the others will just throw in some extra things, like we want to create a SADC original kids business forum, where we would have people from Zim, from Zambia, Namibia, Bots, SA, meeting every other year.
Part of a network.
Yeah, children. So such that, because we understand that, most especially people like us in Bots, we are just little above 2 million. We cannot come up with any meaningful innovation or business and focus on that 2 million people. It's not even...
It's a small market.
Yeah. So we need for them to understand that it's easy for you to go to Zim, it's easy for you to go to Zambia and get partnerships there. Partnerships of people that they've been on LORE and you can trust.
Sure.
That is a part of us saying, okay, we'll include everyone. I think that pretty much covers the first part.
You're not going to say an amount. You're just saying it is affordable. And hopefully when people do research, then they can, for now, find out how much it costs. If ever it changes, it's fine. Okay.
Yeah.
And then there's different packages.
I mean, I can say anything, but I need for them to take an effort to search.
Sure.
And
then in terms of time?
Okay, we have an e-learning platform where interactive.
Yeah.
And then over and above that, online classes.
Okay.
So during the week, we do online classes between 4 and 5. Kind of like where we know that, okay, the kids are back home.
Sure.
Yeah. When they're supposed to go onto the screen, so that bad screen time, we just try to convert it to become good screen time. You can say, okay, no, you be on the phone, but you know that 4 o'clock you go onto the entrepreneurship course. 4 to 5 you are there.
Is this a daily thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Until Thursday, and then Friday they break. Saturday they come to the center for application.
Okay.
Yeah. Everything that was taught during the week, we come to the center on Saturday. We do the practicals.
This is currently in the city in Bots.
Yeah. Gaborone and Francistown and Naum.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then in terms of South Africa, are you looking to expand? Or maybe even partner with people that see the vision that you have and want to open LORE centers in certain cities in the country?
Yeah, it's interesting because, we've put this thing online mostly on Facebook.
Yeah.
And we've gotten people from here wanting to partner.
Sure.
I've been meeting a lot of young people in this country who are doing amazing things, who just want to partner and, offer their expertise. And as they do, we collaborate and make this whole entrepreneurship thing
Yeah.
a reality and sustainable.
Let's go through the brief. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 points. I'm going to try and go through them as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
LORE Kid Entrepreneurship is an African youth entrepreneurship training program focused on preparing children for economic independence and not just academic success. You've spoken about that, and I just want to emphasize the economic independence. Our children go to school for 12 years. If they manage to go to tertiary, it's another 3 to 5 years. And after that, there's no economic independence. They're still very dependent and struggling. So you've got your ace, academic success, but no money. We train learners from age 8 to 19 in entrepreneurial thinking, financial literacy, problem solving, confidence and communication, value creation. I want to go to the ages. Why 8 to 19? Or why start at such a young age as 8?
Actually, we wanted to go even lower, but we decided, they need to come already knowing how to read and write.
Sure.
Yeah.
How low did you want to go?
We wanted to start at 6 because I'll be honest with you. There are kids who joined the program. Some of them were just going to 7.
Hectic.
And they amazed me.
Yeah.
They would teach me. I would learn a lot from them at that age.
Brilliant.
And I realized that we can go as low as possible. But then, for policy, we needed to have somewhere where we start.
Sure.
And we said, okay, we'll start at 8.
Some basic literacy, just reading and writing.
Yeah.
Okay. Entrepreneurial thinking, that's mindset you've spoken to. Financial literacy, problem solving, confidence and communication, value creation. Number 2, the core problem we are addressing across Africa. Children are trained to, this is what we currently have, pass exams, memorize information, qualify for employment. But many are not trained to understand how money works, identify opportunities, start small income generating activities, think independently. The result is academically qualified but economically uncertain graduates. LORE Kid Entrepreneurship exists to close that gap early. This work that you do, you said 30% theory, 70% practical.
Yeah.
How do you apply this practical when they come to the center on the Saturday? Some of the stuff, just maybe a few examples.
All right. Like I said, we encourage idea generation. And then it's really simple. When they work on the business themselves, say somebody will say, okay, no, I'm going to sell snacks, register my business called this and that. And then day 1, probably they are doing the registration process, filling in the forms, understanding what the authorities want, all those things.
Under supervision.
Yeah.
Did you guys there? Okay.
Yeah, because, we have the accounting and consultancy part of the business.
Sure.
That is the one that will provide the, those details.
Sure. The framework for that.
Yes. And then they go on to doing, say, budgeting.
Yeah.
Capital breakdown and all those things. They do that up until they go to procure whatever small stock that they are going to sell next weekend. Because if you are doing snacks, you might as well start and sell to your peers.
Sure.
And we also introduce some of our African concepts that we know used to help our people. I know that we call them in different ways, but in Botswana, Setswana says there is a motelo and molale. Motelo is like stokvel, where somebody will just come up with a brilliant idea for the kid. And then we say to them, do a budget. Come up with the total that you need. And then when you are done, present there.
Yeah, pitch
your idea.
Yeah.
When you are done, then whoever that was listening, if they want to invest, they can. And if you raise, say, 50%, you can also come to your peers, your classmates, and say, guys, I have this. Come, let's sit down and see. Do stock failing. Tupula, whatever.
Sure.
And then we raise capital. We go to get stock.
Yeah.
When I'm done selling, we come sit down, I show you guys my profits, and then according to how you contributed, we can split this.
The profits.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
That's adopting some of these. And sometimes when they do some work, packaging, doing lots of manual work,
Sure.
they can call their peers again. It's Molale, it's in Botswana to say, okay, no, I have this, I'm going to cook a meal. You guys are going to come help us package hundreds of packages. When they're finished, we ferry them, and then we eat, we celebrate, we be merry.
Sure.
Tomorrow you call me, I'll come to yours.
Brilliant.
But I managed to supply my 100 and something order within one night with no extra employees or costs.
What makes LORE different? LORE Kid Entrepreneurship is not. This is very important. And I find a lot of times when people are either building a business, starting a movement, looking to create alternative education, which is what this is, they say a lot about what it is that they do, but they don't focus too much on what they're not. It's almost like they're scared because they want to open that gap. So if someone says, no, we're just a club for kids, you're like, okay, sure. But you're emphasizing what you guys are not. Number one, not a motivational speaking program, not a get-rich-quick scheme or training for kids, and not a startup incubator for adults.
No.
Just on that point, before I carry on, do you have something similar for adults? Because they'll say, this is great for kids, but I also want to learn. Why are you discriminating? I'm just like a kid. Imagine that I'm 8 years old and I want to go through the process.
Yeah, very good. That I like that a lot, because the fact that we put it there,
Yeah.
it's because there was an experience
Okay.
around that. You know, a mother would say, this is good. My kid has been doing this. It's ever since they started. When he gets home, he does this. He speaks about this and that. Sometimes I even learn from him.
Sure.
Can I also enroll?
Yeah.
Like, we want to focus.
Yeah.
Because there is a lot of institutions or organizations that target the grown-ups. In fact, they've been there all along. So I realized that the fact that they've been there, but the change wasn't that much.
Yeah.
We needed to add another over and above that, because I'll easily say to them, go to see LEA, like Local Enterprise Authority.
Yeah.
They will help you with this. Go to see so and so. You can enroll at such and such university.
Your concern is the mindset of grown-ups, that they might contaminate the kids in terms of, you can't do that, that doesn't work, and you want that pure, wet,
yes,
bendable mind.
Yeah, and also to focus, because the moment we all over the place, the kids are going to suffer.
I hear you. Okay. It is early exposure for entrepreneurial thinking, very important. Key features, practical exercises, real small businesses. You've mentioned this a few times. Business tours is also something that you mentioned very importantly. Interactive tools like e-learning, platform and entrepreneurship games. You said Monday to Thursday, 4 to 5 kids are learning at home online. Friday is their day off. Saturday they do practical. What is the entrepreneurship games?
We've come up with games and developed our traditional games to, for example, we have entrepreneurship bingo, where
these are games they play physically when they come on Saturday.
Yeah.
Not online.
Yeah.
Okay.
And some of them are just snake and ladders. Like I was giving an example, entrepreneurship bingo. Somebody, even a student, will go up there, explain something.
Sure.
And then if it's something that you know, you pick up the word.
Sure.
I can describe profits or just give a scenario of what happened.
Yeah.
And then you pick up the words if you know what it is.
Sure.
And it becomes fun.
Sure.
And when they lose, they know that they have to go and study more and really understand these concepts, such that even if somebody does that on a trickier angle, they can still understand that this person is talking about profit and get it. So that really helps them to grasp this business jargon really fast, because sometimes they get confused, but not really that they're confused by the concept, but the words that are being used.
Right.
So, yeah.
Public speaking and pitching competitions, you've spoken about this to some degree. Parents' involvement and support, very important, of which some parents also want to get involved and enrolled, but we tell them no. SADC Junior Entrepreneurship Forum, which you spoke about a bit earlier, it's almost a LORE network to say we've gone through the same program, we have the same mindset, so I can trust you in terms of the work that we're going to be doing.
Even if you are across the border.
You emphasize here in your brief, we focus on mindset first and business second.
Yeah.
Because if you do business first and mindset later, you won't be able to succeed in the business you've set, because you see people in the trucking business taking their profits and putting them where they shouldn't be because the mind has not been worked on.
Yeah.
Number 4, the philosophy behind LORE Kid Entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is not about becoming a CEO. And this is where some of the problems come with graduates. Highly educated, you have a degree, you have an honors, you have a master's, and someone is saying, go and start a stokvel and raise 5,000 Rand and buy stock. You're like, no, chief, I can't. I studied at the highest level.
I can't be doing that.
Entrepreneurship is not about becoming a CEO. It is about initiative, which is starting, responsibility, problem solving, creating value creation, financial intelligence. Even if a learner becomes a doctor, engineer, or teacher, entrepreneurial thinking strengthens their impact. We believe economic empowerment must begin in childhood. Please explain this to people that may not understand. My child's a doctor, my child's an engineer, my child's a teacher. They don't need this entrepreneurial stuff. They don't need this mindset stuff that you're talking about. What value does it add in their life?
Thank you. That's a very important question. You see, when we talk about mindset, entrepreneurship is one of those tools that you can use to shape a child's mind.
Mm.
There are many of them, but I believe entrepreneurship is the one that has almost like all facets.
Okay.
I would take, for example, you would have a child can have their mind shaped by the fact that they went through sports.
Yeah.
And then they are disciplined later on in life. They could have gone to boarding school at a young age.
Yes.
And then when they grow up, they know how to take care of themselves.
Sure.
That's mindset. It was instilled in them at a young age.
Yes.
A great footballer will tell you that, okay, this is how I was trained by my coach.
Yeah.
I don't do this. I don't indulge in ABC. But that's a mindset.
I understand teamwork. I understand communication. I know how to win and to lose. I know how to show up for training, discipline, those.
Even when I don't feel like it.
Yes.
But in entrepreneurship, we believe it goes even further. Because, for example, I'll work with a lot of people, and then sometimes when we go out into the market, say, for example, you put them into this informal market, they have to sit next to the next person. This person sells food.
Mm.
They come in, they're selling, say, gadgets, something that is unrelated to food.
Yeah.
But when they set up, that woman who's selling food, they start howling insults. They are angry, they fight to a point where sometimes we'd find these stores have been bent down.
Yes.
Because somebody feels like this is competition. But then after we teach them, they see other business people in a very different light. Because now you understand that this person, if they are successful, I will get successful either through them paying their employees better and on time, and their employees will be buying what I am selling is needed by these people. And if, say, for example, they are popular, a lot of people come there
foot traffic
for food, and then they will see my gadgets.
Yes.
Some will, but unfortunately, when I'm sitting here with my gadgets and it's lunchtime, somebody doesn't have reason to buy my gadgets, but they have to eat. I'm looking at the money. I want it. And I start hating the lady but after we teach them, they realize that all of us need to be successful for my business to be successful. Because with me, I realized that a long time ago that my clients have to be successful.
Sure.
In fact, even if you are not my client, I'll make sure that you get help somehow, you get successful, and then you find it like, you know what, I owe it to those guys. Let me go see what I can do.
It could be something as simple as a client comes to you, they don't want to use your services, or you can't offer them whatever solution they're looking for, and you refer them somewhere, intentionally so. They get support and they end up making a lot of money, and they pay taxes. And then those taxes end up supporting your grandmother somewhere.
Yeah.
If you don't help that person, their business doesn't work, they don't raise taxes. Your grandmother's complaining that government can't assist her that much because they're not collecting enough tax. And that's a form of Ubuntu, I guess, in business or in entrepreneurship world.
Entrepreneurship preaches Ubuntu. You realize that without having been taught what we teach, it's not easy for a human being or even adults to just realize that letting that guy prosper will work for me somehow.
Sure.
They don't.
Sure.
In fact, there are so many things that we talk about on a daily basis, knowing, but not really understanding, like
Sure.
the mindset not allowing us. I'll give you another example. Right now, if you might say, if I had come here, having been brought by, say, one of the guys here to say, okay, you've given me a service. I charged them $1 million somewhere. But then out there, because we are LORE, he says, I realize that you need such and such services. There's another LORE guy who has, let me take you to them. Then we come here. I come, I give you whatever. You charge me, say you charge me $1 million.
Sure.
And he owed me $1 million.
Sure.
And the fact that he knew you owed him $1 million as well.
Yes.
By the time I pay you, he's looking at you. You pay him his $1 million.
Yes.
And then he owes me. He pays me back the $1 million, right?
Yes.
By the time I leave, I might be leaving with my $1 million.
Yes.
But the difference is that I could have come here with the $1 million and went back with it.
Yes.
Still the same $1 million is in my pocket.
Yeah.
But now the difference is that I'm going back with the $1 million, having done value worth $3 million.
Sure.
From him, you, and the other guy.
Sure.
So that is what we always preach about, say, money circulation, money doesn't circulate. Sometimes when we say that, somebody will be like, the government has to do better for the money to circulate. No. If we had been taught, if our mindset is different from what it is today, we will know that it is me, it is I who has to make the money circulate. Like the scenario that I was giving you.
Yeah.
If it had circulated that way, at the end of the day, we have 3 million on our books.
That's correct.
But it's the same million which is in my pocket.
That's correct.
Without that mindset, we can never know how to circulate this money. In fact, we will be fighting each other whenever the opportunity to circulate comes.
Let me read through this very quickly because of time. Number 5 and number 6, I'm going to read through quickly.
Yeah.
Number 5, measurable impact, very important. Through LORE Kid Entrepreneurship, learners have started small businesses. You've spoken about this. Students have generated independent income before the age of 10, which is incredibly powerful. Children have started to make money out of their talents. I wish we could focus more on that, but we'll speak about it another time. Children demonstrate improved confidence and communication. Parents report stronger responsibility and initiative. Parents have an easily accessible live training program and solution to bad screen time. You spoke about converting bad screen time to good screen time.
Yeah.
Impact is measured by action and results, not by applause, and not by just numbers on a piece of paper.
Yeah.
Number 6, why early exposure? The mindset forms early. Please, can you say that line again in Setswana of LORE?
LORE loja lo salimezi.
Beautiful. By the time someone is 25 years old, fear of failure is entrenched. Risk aversion is high. People are scared to try things out. Dependency patterns are much stronger. At 8 to 12 years old, curiosity is high, fear is low, experimentation is natural. We build economic confidence before economic crisis. Before I get to number 7, I want you to zone in a bit on this one. Children have started to make money out of their talent. And you wrote here art and sports. Just for someone to say, what do you mean? My child is good at drawing and good at soccer. What do you mean they're making money out of that?
Yeah, right now we have kids, I think 4 or 5, who are into art. They've been making lots of money. Whatever they do, package that. Now we act as a platform.
Yes.
Their artwork is hanging in offices, our office, many other offices, because if we have also learned that if you present a child's work to whatever business person, they will buy.
Yes.
In fact, that's something that as part of the feedback that I got from parents. One of the kids that we were teaching said, okay, now I want to coming up with business ideas. I want to do bottled water. I asked, why? I discovered, okay, my mom does the same. And then, okay, go on. Did whatever. And then at some point when it came for time for market placement, took them to the local supermarkets. The guys just signed purchase orders because it's a kid, right?
Sure.
Comes, she stands there, presents, signed purchase orders.
Beautiful.
After a while, I get a phone call. The mother is like, these people that are buying, I've been going there for over a year now. Same people. But this kid goes in one day, comes back with so many orders, I can't even supply. And that's one thing that just came to us as a surprise feedback to say, you know what, put these kids to be the faces of business.
Sure.
Then your business will just easily,
Brilliant.
When it comes to sports and what, these kids are talented.
Yeah.
We just package to say, okay, every time when they go to training, we put your company out there.
Sure.
We design attire that they use, the equipment, the tools, branded, and then the companies put up a stipend monthly.
Yeah.
And these kids make money out of that.
Beautiful. Number 7, positioning on the African or in the African context. LORE Kid Entrepreneurship is built from an African reality. We have a high youth unemployment. We have informal economies, township entrepreneurship. A lot of these are underexploited, sadly. Resource constraints, strong family systems. This one is debatable because we're not exploiting our families as much as we should, and we end up having weak family systems because of the struggles later.
Yeah.
We are not importing foreign ideology. Very important. We are formalizing the entrepreneurial instinct that already exists in African communities. Number 8. Let me see number 8, and then let me see number 9. Okay, this is going to be as we close off. Number 7 that I just read. We are formalizing the entrepreneurial instincts that already exists in African communities. You've touched on stokvels. You've touched on our extended families. You've touched on money circulation, which is very important. And I just want to re-emphasize this, that a lot of the solutions we're looking for already exist in who we are as a people. And it's almost as if when money was brought in, it disrupted us instead of assisting us. You spoke about money circulating. Your mother makes you a meal. You go after eating to go wash the dishes. Your dad then takes you on a car drive to school.
Yeah.
When you come back from school, you wash your dad's car. Now, these are African principles of responsibility, cleaning the home, being fed, being taken to school. When money was introduced, weirdly, it disrupted our mindset because your mom earns an income, your dad earns an income. You don't get an allowance, maybe pocket money now and then. But we don't think in the concept of all these value transactions from your mom cooked and you give your mom 10 rand as a child or 10 pula. And then when you wash your dishes, your mom pays you 5 for that. Your dad drives you to school, you pay them 10. You wash your dad's car, they pay you 10 for washing. And you teach this thing of, we've already had this value circulation as Africans. We just weren't able to assign money to it. And I think if Africans can be taught how to link value to money, it's going to be game over.
That's brilliant. In fact, that's what we meant when we say not everyone will be an entrepreneur, but they need entrepreneurial mindset.
Yeah.
A doctor who has an entrepreneurial mindset, they will do things differently.
Yes.
Even a cleaner would come up with innovative solutions to you as the landlord. Say,
Yes.
you know what, I think we can do this better this way and that way. But because they know some entrepreneurial concepts,
Yes.
they will not come up with an idea that will increase costs, for example.
Sure.
They will tell you, okay, no, we'll do this thing better. So much better, shorter time, but less cost.
Just with the entrepreneurial mindset.
Yes, but without that, they'll keep saying, we need to do this way, adding on to the bill.
Yeah.
And then there's a conflict between the employer or the landlord and the employees, because whatever they are bringing,
you're not solving problems, you're now creating problems.
And you can't see that because your mindset is different.
I want to emphasize, this is point number 8, South Africa expansion vision, which I asked about earlier. The vision for South Africa includes school partnerships, township activations, tourism-focused entrepreneurship modules, financial literacy integration, youth pitch competitions. And I'm going to ask people in South Africa that are going to watch this to please reach out to you and see how they can partner. If at the lowest level it's just getting the book to read, then at least let them do that. If they can connect with you, maybe speak virtually and understand what you're trying to do, or if they'd like you to come through and maybe present to a school, to a church group, etc., to say, this is what you guys can do, and then we can support you to try and set this thing up on your own, and then we'll work together in whatever way. Number 9, as we close off, what LORE Kid Entrepreneurship is not claiming. We do not claim to solve unemployment overnight. We do not claim every child will become an entrepreneur, which is very important. We do not promise instant wealth. We focus on capacity building. And then you spoke about your background here, which you've touched on some of it.
Yeah.
We would like for LORE Kid Entrepreneurship to be known as a preventative model against youth unemployment, a mindset re-engineering initiative, an early entrepreneurship literacy intervention, a long-term generational play, rather than a motivational school club, a flashy startup story. From my side, Thuso, I just want to say thank you so much for coming up with this, for having the passion to share your experiences, seeing this dire problem we have in society and saying, look, I can complain like everyone else. I can go join politics and lie to people, or I can create a solution. At the lowest level, let me go and speak to people before they graduate. I don't really think we're getting to it. Let's go levels lower. Let me write a book. The book is not really doing the thing. We need hands-on practical. Let's do the practical. Parents want to get involved. No. We need to focus on the kids and shift the mindset. And now, not only in Gaborone, but in Francistown, you're like, I want to spread this across SADC as a start and see how big this can get. And I hope if there are initiatives that are similar to this, or people that have a similar, some type of kiddies entrepreneurship club, I hope they can reach out to you and partner with you so that you guys can work together to implement this, because this is something very close to my heart. And like I said, I just want to say thank you. I don't know if you got any closing words from your side, or what you want to say to people regarding this initiative.
In closing, really, I would say, as Africans, if we want to change things, we need to train our kids differently. You know, what we are bringing is not going to solve unemployment overnight, but it will solve unemployment at some point.
Sure.
And what I want to also emphasize is that, the social ills that we have right now, they are mostly because kids don't have a way out. And I know for sure, it's a fact, that most of the guys that steal thieves, they're intelligent people.
Yeah.
Most of them are intelligent, and they can execute those plans, But if they had a different mindset, I guarantee they would have used those brains for something much better than stealing. And some of the things that we will also believe we are solving, it's things like GBV, for example.
Yeah.
We have discovered this when we are doing that. What we are doing actually is a solution to that, because most of the times when people are trapped in these GBV relationships, is because mostly they are poor.
Yes.
And secondly, they don't know what to do if they leave the source of income.
Yes.
So, but if they had entrepreneurial skills, sometimes you could say, you know what? I know how to sell fed cakes. I have been taught how to build a business. I'm not going to stay for
I don't have to stay here and be financially abused.
Yes.
On the other side, for men, some men probably take out their frustration of being broke, unemployed, because they don't have money on their woman. And if you could empower them.
And they don't know what to do in order to make more money than the woman.
Yeah.
And it's constantly a struggle.
Yeah. Anything else?
So I guess that's everyone. For me, I would say, like I'm saying, as Africans, we need to approach these things differently.
Sure.
And after doing that, maybe we will also find other solutions. But at this point, what we need to do is to train our kids differently.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you, Thuso. I'm going to put details in the description in the comments. I'm looking forward to watching this program grow. I'm hoping that you can attract the right people to work with you. I do believe Botswana and the South African government have got funds for stuff similar to this. It may not be implemented like this. Department of Education, at least from a South African perspective. We've got the Department of Small Businesses in this country. We've got a lot of funding agencies. The NEF, CIFA, the IDC. We've got platforms that work as incubation hubs, like CEDA, which helps with business plans and the like. These guys have budgets. So the question becomes, how do we use their budgets, their platforms, to get your books funded and into schools, into other spaces, or to fund the work that you're doing to scale? Or the other way around, for LORE to join what they're doing and work with them to get this thing. Like, there's a lot of people that are very resistant to young children being exposed to money and entrepreneurship. And it speaks to this thing of their mindset is so contaminated rather, because the children are creating value every single day. But there's this weird concept of once you add money. And the question is, why can't you teach them value and money and make sure that they're winning and adding value in their homes? You almost start feeling like someone out there has got an agenda to keep people from actually becoming successful. Thank you, Thuso. Looking forward to the work we'll be doing together.
Thank you so much.
Thanks,
I
brother.
really
Please
appreciate
travel safely back home.
Oh, well, thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.